Welcome back to another episode of Codger's Workshop, ladies and gentlemen. And before we get into the video, I gotta plug the merch. Okay, we have Codger's Workshop merch now, Codger's Garage merch, all these different merches. So go check that out. There'll be a link in the description. There's a link on the channel page. At the top of the channel page, at the bottom of the top banner, to the right hand side at the bottom, there's the links there. 2 are to Amazon, to my first book and my second book, and 1 is to my Zazzle shop. My Zazzle shop is Codger's Workshop. If you want to just go to Zazzle, type in Codger's Workshop, I'll come right up, and you can check out all the great things we have there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, diving into the video here. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a while, because there's some people out there who may not know. Because when I was very young, okay, I didn't know, for reasons that I will explain. This video is going to be about why should you buy an impact driver? Should you buy an impact driver? And what are the differences between an impact driver and a drill? Because if you realize, you can drive screws with a drill, and you can drill with a drill. You can drive screws with an impact, and you can now get impact attachments for drilling. Okay, so, that being said, let's get into the video. Alright, so, when I was younger, probably, I would say 10 or 11, because I was just at that age where I was looking to get some power tools, you know, and I didn't know what I wanted. I was kind of wondering about this, because I had never even seen an impact driver in my whole life, ever. Believe it or not. Everybody in my family always drove screws with a drill, and drilled holes with a drill. A drill was everything. You bought a drill and you were good to go. So I didn't even know what one of these was. I didn't even know they existed until, like, I don't know, later on in life, when my buddies were, I was helping them build their house, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, key to impacts, and I'm like, what's an impact? You know, you mean like impact wrench? And they're like, no, impact driver. And I'm like, what? So, some people just call these a screw gun, too. Anyway, I'd never seen one. I didn't, you know, around here, nobody has them. Everybody has the drill, you know, so what are the differences? Why would you buy one over the other, and what do you need for your application? So, let's talk. And for this talk, I'm going to go ahead and bring in old Blue, too, because he's going to play a role in this video. Alright, so, first off, let me say, the major difference in these is that an impact, first off, has way more torque than a drill. Okay? For those of you who don't know, I'm going to do this. I don't know if I can. I think I can hold it. Yeah, I can't hold it. Anyway, this is an impact, right? It impacts. That's a major difference. This just turns at a higher rate of speed with some torque, okay, and that allows you to be able to drive screws. This actually hammers at the same time while it's turning. So it's like if you were to take a screw and put it on a board and put a screwdriver in it, and you were to turn the screwdriver and beat the end of the screwdriver with a hammer at the same time. So, the point of that being, this will drive screws more efficiently, and in theory deeper, and definitely deeper, than a drill will. Now, here's the thing. In most applications, you're only looking to sink the screw flush. right? You're not looking to drive it out the other side of the board. So, this is where I want to talk about old blue and mean green here, okay? Here's the thing. Back in the day, alright, I don't know if this is for every company or if this is just for Ryobi. I assume it's kind of a flash flood kind of a thing. This baby right here, okay, would drive some screws. It's got some crazy torque for a drill. It's got decent speed for drilling. And it will drive some screws. I mean, it will freaking drive some screws. As far as you want to drive them, okay? That's not the case anymore, at least with Ryobi. I don't know if it is with anybody else. Now, I believe they've done this to promote the sales of impacts, because everybody's buying the impacts anyway. This drill has higher RPMs than this drill, but it only has about half the torque. So what this creates is a drill that's a wrist snapper, but it doesn't have the power to drive screws as well as this does. Because this was a slower drill with more torque, and this is a faster drill with less torque. Okay. So that being said, they're kind of getting away from making drills that will take, you know, and drive screws the way you want to drive them. Alright? So that's point one. As far as the impact goes, let's kind of shift to this side of the topic. Drilling with an impact. What are the pros and cons? Okay, can you just buy an impact and drill and drive screws with an impact? You can, yes, you can. But big differences here. Those handy dandy little drill bits with the special end that you can put in the impact driver and, you know, drill holes with an impact driver are very, 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 very expensive. Okay? Very expensive. And anybody who's ever drilled anything before knows sooner or later you're going to break some bits. And you may have something stubborn you're trying to drill out, and you're breaking bits like a son of a gun, and that gets pretty expensive with one of those. Okay. Also, you may want to think about this. You're not going to be putting large bits, like great big honking bits, in one of these. But you can in one of these. Unless you have like a 3/8 chuck. This is a 1/2 inch standard drill. So you can put some big bits in these drills and drill holes. If you want to put really big bits in a drill and really drill some, you know, hard holes, you'll want something like this. Okay. 1/2 inch, the wall. Okay. Drill. Corded. Okay. So if your drill application is going to be heavy, heavy, heavy drilling at a bench, go get one of those. You're going to be out on the job drilling small stuff, or, you know, decent sized stuff, but not, you know, hard metal iron all day. Get a cordless drill. Okay. These, I think more of the drill attachments for these, the drill, you know, special drill bits for these, being more like a kind of a in a pinch kind of a deal, like where you don't think you're going to need to drill any holes on the job, and if you do, they won't be very big. So you just grab this, and that's that, and go, you know. Personally, I would never buy just an impact, okay, for both. I would buy just a drill, okay, and then I would take it from there, you know, and see if I need one of these. Ryobi makes, when you go to buy a drill from Ryobi, okay, they do make several different models of drills, like 3 or 4 different models. And what I would do if I was you, and I wanted a drill I knew was going to drive screws, you can go on ryobi.com and look under specifications, and it will tell you exact RPMs and torque ratings for the drill. And if it does not, okay, you can take that model number off that drill and fill out a little, they call them support tickets. There's a little clickable thing up top on the website. You can click that and fill out a little support ticket, put your model number in, and ask your question, and they'll get back to you in 3 or 4 days tops. Sometimes it's only like a day or two, and they will give you the full report on RPMs and torque ratings. I've done that quite a bit. So if you don't see that specification under the drill you want, you take that model number, you fill out one of those things online, send it to them, they will get back to you with an answer, 100%. So you may want to think about that. This is P200 is the model on this. This, I can tell you, will drive screws like a son of a gun. So I can't remember what this has for torque compared to this, but if you're wondering what is good torque for a drill for driving screws, look this up, find out what the torque was, and then that kind of gives you a launching point. Anything this or higher, you're good to go. So personally, I would say if you're going to buy one or the other, buy a drill. Okay. If you're going to be doing a lot of screw driving and a lot of drilling, I'd get both. Especially if you drive a lot of big deck screws, like 3.5 inch and stuff. Get both. Why not? I mean, they're not that expensive. If you don't, this is the 3-speed Ryobi. There'll be a review coming up of this impact driver. This is fairly expensive, $80 or so. I think you can get the single speed baseline impact for 30 or 40 maybe. So if you're just the average Joe, okay, you just go buy yourself a cheap Ryobi drill and then cheap impact and be on your way. Okay, if you're not going to be out there working them to death. For me, I wanted a good one. I wanted a good impact, and I wanted a good drill. Because I use them both a lot, and it was important to get something that I knew was going to be the best quality I could get for the money. Personally, I still say, if you can find one of these P200s on eBay, grab it. Okay, grab it. Because if you want just a drill, this thing is insane. Awesome. It is heavy. Okay, you got to be a man to work with this thing all day. Alright? Especially with the new big batteries and stuff, which are lighter than the original NiCads, so that does add kind of a plus. Because the original NiCad in this thing was pretty heavy. Working up over your head all day, you'll look like a gorilla by the end of the day, trust me. But it has all the power you want. So, hammer drills, there's always a discussion about hammer drills. I don't know. A lot of guys I've seen online say do not buy a hammer drill, a cordless hammer drill. That's regular and it has the hammer drill setting and all that. Don't do that. Because if you actually want to drill concrete, you want to get an SDS hammer drill. There is a difference. And as far as regular drilling goes, I think I've heard that the hammer drills do not do as good, especially the brushless one. I've heard kind of bad things about online. This is just hearsay. I don't know. I never owned one. So kind of keep that in mind. You're paying a lot of extra money for a hammer drill if you're not going to be drilling a lot of concrete. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So anyway, guys, there's the basic differences. A lot more torque out of your impact, higher RPMs out of your drill. Okay, and you got to kind of think about your situation, what you're doing, and hey, I don't usually do this, but I'll do it for you guys. If you're somebody who's looking for a cheap, dirt cheap drill just to put a screw in the wall and hang a picture, Harbor Freight Drill Master. That's the ticket. So, keep that in mind, okay? Whatever you're doing, you got to think about the applications like anything else, and maybe one of these will be right for you. So, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this kind of gives you an idea. I hope I explained everything out alright, as far as, you know, the differences. And, you know, just think about your situation, think about what you want to do, and, you know, try to make your best educated purchase based on what you want it for. So, thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, go check out the merch. You guys are awesome. There'll be more videos coming at you soon.